Question 47 deals with transitions. Now, you'll notice that there are oftentimes different types of transitions that you are looking for. Maybe you want to show cause and effect, so you would use a word like consequently, or hence, or because of, or therefore, and so finally. Maybe you want to continue on, right? Also, in addition, further. Maybe you would like to point out the contrast or contradiction. Although, nevertheless, however, maybe you're going to try to explain something now. So you would use for example, for instance, that is. Maybe you want to focus on how things are ordered, like first, second, third, then, finally. Or you want to point out similarities. So they are alike, in common, similar to. So if we look at our different types of transition words, we've got further, which means you would be adding to something. You have consequently, which would mean the effect of something. You got instead, which would be the opposite. And you got still, which sort of usually implies in spite of. So it was still happening, or continuing. So what we want to do on a transitions question is read before it, read after it, and figure out the relationship. So on this question, we were in Maui after all. We had spent the day before lying on the beach. Well, and actually even back further one more. She handed me a wool hat, which I regarded skeptically. We were in Maui, after all. We had spent the day before lying on the beach. And then we have, so she's skeptical. I decided to take her word for it. I had never been at the top of Mount Halakala, the house of the sun. So notice, it's not adding on to it, right? Because it says I was skeptical, but then I decided to take her word for it. That she did not take her word for it because of that, so it wouldn't be consequently. Now it might be instead, or it might be still. In this case, it definitely seems to be more in spite, right? Like, we were in Maui after all. I regarded it skeptically. Still, though, I decided to take her word for it. So in spite of her feelings, she decided to go with it. And instead wouldn't necessarily work because she's not doing it instead of that. She's doing it still. Even though she's skeptical, she's going to take her word for it. So D would be the best answer.